For many who grew up with the PlayStation 2, no other game company's status is kept as high in regard as Rockstar Games. A pioneer in the open world genre, no other studio releases hit after hit unlike Rockstar Games with titles such as Red Dead Redemption, Bully, Manhunt, and of course, Grand Theft Auto. But today, I wanted to focus on something else, specifically how Rockstar handles its additional content and the evolution of how Rockstar tackled this. Rockstar North, formerly known as DMA Design, released Grand Theft Auto 3 for the PlayStation 2 in October of 2001. During these days, online connectivity wasn't as widespread as it is today. Playing online usually was reserved for PC gaming, and the PlayStation 2 itself needed an external adapter to allow it to connect to the internet. Which brings us to Rockstar's next title, GTA Vice City. GTA Vice City was originally intended to be an expansion pack for GTA 3. This isn't the first time Rockstar played with the idea of additional content. A few years prior, with GTA London 1969 and 1961 releasing for the PC and PlayStation 1, which both required the original Grand Theft Auto to work. However, Vice City grew into a much bigger game than originally anticipated, becoming into the game we all know and love today. Fast forward a couple of years later, Microsoft and Sony just released their new next-generation machines, and Rockstar announced their next blockbuster, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Life is complicated. I killed people, smuggled people, sold people. Perhaps here, things will be different.
Originally, GTA 4 was intended to be a PS3 exclusive given Rockstar's good history with Sony, with how GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were timed exclusives for the PlayStation 2 for 1 year when they first released, and titles such as Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories coming out exclusively for the PlayStation Portable and PlayStation 2. The only way to play GTA 4 required purchasing a PlayStation 3. However, Microsoft reportedly paid Rockstar $75 million to bring GTA 4 to their platform and also signed an exclusivity deal with Rockstar and another $50 million to release digital content on Xbox 360.
As you heard at E3, Grand Theft Auto 4 will be available on Xbox 360 the day and date of its release, October 16th, 2007 in North America, and October 19th, 2007 right here in Europe. Now that'll be a big day on the calendar, right? But not content to stop there, the team at Rockstar has decided to continue the Grand Theft Auto 4 story with 2 epic episodes releasing within months of the game's shipping. These new chapters will be added on top of what will undoubtedly be one of the most enormous games ever. Now, we're not talking about an extra character or a car here. We're talking about hours of entirely new gameplay. Now, I did ask the lads at Rockstar to throw me a bone, anything at all that I could share with you about this game itself. It's probably of little surprise that they told me what I could do with that bone, so we'll just have to wait until they're good and ready to start feeding information to what is a very hungry and expectant outside world. But they did tell me this: each episode will be exclusive to Xbox 360. Rockstar changed games forever when they released Grand Theft Auto 3 in 2001. And with Grand Theft Auto 4, they'll deliver gamers worldwide the best downloadable content experience ever. And the only place to get the full experience is on the Xbox 360.
Rockstar released the first piece of DLC, The Lost and Damned, on February 17, 2009 for 1,600 Microsoft points, or $19.99, and The Ballad of Gay Tony on October 29, 2009 for the same price. These two expansions weren't just a small 2 to 3 hour level, but 10 to 12 hour games, each with their own stories, side missions, and content. Episodes from Liberty City can be seen as their own fully fledged GTA titles, and redefine what downloadable content could be. Rockstar's next title, Midnight Club LA, was released in October 2008, 6 months after the release of GTA 4. Keeping the tradition of releasing great DLC, Rockstar released the South Central map expansion, increasing the size of the map of LA by 33%, with 4 different neighborhoods, all free of charge. Rockstar also released the South Central Premium upgrade, which included 9 cars, hundreds of new races, new upgrades, music, and new trophies for $9.99. Rockstar also added 2 new vehicle packs, with 3 cars each for $2.99. Finally, all these pieces of DLC, along with the base game, could be purchased in one package as the Midnight Club Complete Edition. Rockstar again would revolutionize what a DLC could be with the release of Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption released on May 18, 2010 in North America and May 21st in PAL regions. Many DLC of Red Dead Redemption released as free, such as the Outlaws to the End co-op mission pack, which included co-op missions to play with friends, Myths and Mavericks, which included new map locations and multiplayer characters. There was also paid DLC, such as Liar and Cheats pack, which for $10 included new minigames, hideouts, weapons, and characters. Content that was well worth the asking price. But none will ever reach the heights of Redemption's famous piece of DLC, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Not only did Undead Nightmare include new multiplayer content and modes, but also a huge brand new single-player adventure taking about 6 to 10 hours to complete, and to many considered the best downloadable content ever released, getting high praises from media outlets such as Eurogamer, GameSpot, and IGN, which the latter giving it a perfect 10. Undead Nightmare released on October 26th of that same year for $9.99, and on November 23rd on disc with all previous non-free DLC for Red Dead Redemption. Although many claim GTA Online was the turning point of how Rockstar approached downloadable content, I feel this happened way back in 2011 with the release of LA Noire. Rockstar were the first to introduce this new type of DLC model known as the Season Pass, where instead of purchasing all pieces of DLC, players can buy a Season Pass and get most, if not all, DLC for typically a lower price than buying individually. And with LA Noire, Rockstar introduced the LA Noire Rockstar Pass. With this pass, players would get access to cases as well as new suits and challenges. However, even if you bought the Season Pass, you would still have to pay for the remaining cases to get the full story. Although the removal of content was not as severe as other games, this really hurt the pace of LA Noire, with each case contributing to the overall story of the game. For example, I remember playing the vanilla copy of LA Noire, and in the beginning of the case, A Marriage Made in Heaven, has Cole and partner Bukowski talking about Anna Rodriguez. Anna was a person of interest from the previous case, a counselor's car, which was DLC. This conversation would play out whether the player bought the DLC or not, and really felt that the cases were just cut out for the sake of selling it to us later.
Looks like the DA is going to press charges. Anna Rodriguez might do time.
I'll speak to the DA. She's suffering.
I don't know, Cole. She's an easy make, and the DA likes conviction.
I'll convince him to let it go.
How do you do that?
I'll give him something better.
Rockstar would repeat this Season Pass model with the release of their next title, Max Payne 3. LA Noire Season Pass might not be ideal, but for $12, it wasn't a completely hard pill to swallow. However, Max Payne 3's $30 DLC pass was. Thankfully, not hiding any story content behind this pass, the DLC was primarily focused on the multiplayer mode, releasing a bunch of different multiplayer packs, which included skins, guns, and maps. However, the problem with doing this style of DLC is it quickly separates the player base and in turn decreases the overall amounts of players at one time. This causes the mode to slowly die out. I believe this is the primary factor of why sadly Max Payne 3's multiplayer mode is completely barren. Which brings us to Rockstar's next title and one of its biggest titles ever released, Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA 5 was released on September 17, 2013, with GTA Online releasing a couple weeks later on October 1st. The first pieces of DLC for GTA Online released shortly after, such as the Beach Bum update, Content Creator and Capture mode, which added new clothes, vehicles, and modes free of charge for the player in both online and single player. This also brought the release of the now infamous Shark cards that changed GTA Online forever, as well as Rockstar games. Wouldn't be a DLC video without talking about the now infamous Rockstar Newswire post, which talked about new GTA Online updates coming in 2014, as well as a new single-player add-on coming in 2014. Sadly, we never got any new story DLC in 2014, or even today as a matter of fact. GTA Online continues to get updates regularly with cars, weapons, new businesses, which feel more of a chore to play than actual fun. With all the flying cars, flying motorcycles that let you drop carpet bombs, and orbital cannons that let you kill any player, for a fee of course, GTA Online doesn't feel like the same online mode when it released in 2013. However, updates such as the Casino and Doomsday Heist seem to be what were supposed to be single-player DLC, which were retooled for GTA Online. Rockstar's next title, released on October 26, 2018, 5 years since the release of GTA 5, and almost 10 years since the release of the original Red Dead Redemption, was Red Dead Redemption 2. GTA Online before, Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer component was Red Dead Online, released initially in beta form, allowing players who purchased the Ultimate Edition of the game access to the beta first on November 27th, and to anyone who played the game on the first day of release, the day after that, on November 28th, and finally being open to all players who own the game on November 30th. This was likely due to not overflow the servers, something that happened with the initial release of GTA Online way back when in 2013. Red Dead Online finally released out of beta on May 15, 2019. Red Dead Online followed GTA Online's example with updates such as adding new weapons, clothes, and different modes, with players being able to purchase gold bars instead of shark cards.
Where's our money?
With the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, hopes of a single-player expansion for the game began to rise, with many speculating outlandish type of single-player DLC, similar to Undead Nightmare's zombie DLC, such as Cowboys and Aliens. Sadly, these hopes were shot down when an interview with VG247, a Rockstar employee, saying that they are 100% focused on online right now. Which brings us to today. GTA 5 continues to be a moneymaker for Rockstar, constantly being in the top of games sold year after year, and online bringing millions of revenue for the company. Could Rockstar ever go back to the single-player expansions? Well, who knows, but considering the amount of manpower requiring something like that to be made, the amount of time it requires with Rockstar's perfectionist attitude, and how the initial sales of GTA 4's episodic expansions could be a factor of why Rockstar might not want to revisit this. And what does this mean for the inevitable GTA 6 or Rockstar's next title? Well, with Red Dead Redemption 2 as any indicator for this post-GTA Online Rockstar, it's that the company is still committed to making expansive single-player stories, but sadly with a bigger emphasis on its online modes in its post-launch life. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first time I ever attempted something like this, so I apologize for the choppy transition. As you can see, my video editing skills aren't the best, but we all have to learn from somewhere, right? I just want to say thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or you want to discuss anything, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to talk with you guys. I just want to give a thanks to GTA Forums and GTA Series videos, as well as Goodger for giving me the inspiration to make a YouTube video like this. So I just want to say thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.
That shit sucks! Damn!